Good afternoon to our colleagues who are here today and our postgraduate students. Today I will be presenting about research feasibility. Okay, so the previous speakers has actually stated the research data management. And after collecting your data, you need to make sure that your data is stored somewhere. You have your research. So the visibility of research now, it's me. So what is this research of visibility? So I just quoted Andrea and others there. They stated that visibility is understood as the presence of the researcher on web. So the recognition, the positioning, citations, and the author receives for conducting a research in the scientific community. So this is an extent that others can find and access your research. So why researcher visibility? Why do you have to be visible? You have conducted a research. Why do you have to be visible? Research has to be done to solve the social problems that we are facing as a country or globally and for other reasons. So it has to reach many people. So when it reaches many people, they also need to cite that research. And also for collaborations, you need to collaborate institutionally, nationally, and also internationally. And it also helps you for professional growth. And then it also opens up for more funding. And then it also enhances the academic reputation. So we also have some current trends and challenges in the open access. They have stated that indeed we are in the open access week this week, starting from Monday until Sunday. But anyway, we are always preaching it throughout the whole year. So the current trends in the open access is the shift, or in publishing, is the shift towards the open access publishing. And then there is also the growth of the online academic networks, which today I will be speaking about ORCID. And then the challenges are navigating different publishing models, which I believe the speakers on the transformative agreements, they might touch on. And some of those challenges are complying with the funder and also the institutional requirements, which I hope you are familiar with it. So in the academic publishing landscape, most people will publish traditionally, and now we are advocating for open access. So you understand that traditional publishing to be the subscription-based models, which limits accessibility. So which means your research won't be visible. And open access makes the research freely available online. So that is why we advocate for that. So there is also the rise of hybrid publishing models. This is the combination of the traditional model and also the open access. And then those journals, they are journals which publishes in, they are hybrid journals. So the benefits of open access publishing, obviously it will increase the visibility and the citation. That is why we are advocating for that. The compliance with the funder mandates and also supports the knowledge sharing and public engagement. So what is it that we are doing as Rhodes University to support the research visibility? We've got the institutional repository, which we houses the articles, thesis and dissertations, and also data sets and conference papers, etc. And our unit, the DSU unit, we are the ones who are actually responsible in making sure that the research that you are producing while you are employed by Rhodes University, it is also accessible from the institutional repository. And we also have another section which deals with this thesis and dissertations. And then you're also responsible to make sure that your data sets that you collect throughout your research is available on the institutional repository. So today I'm going to speak about ORCID, but you need to make sure that other profiles are also well built. So those who have published and their information are available on Google Scholar, they will see that their articles are available on Google Scholar, but they don't have a profile. So you need to make sure that you create a profile. So we advocate that you have a Google Scholar profile. And with Web of Science, if you publish in a journal that is indexed within Web of Science, you find that you've got a profile. So you need to make sure that you claim that profile. So I'm the person to actually assist you in doing that. Sometimes, even though you don't have an article published in a journal that is indexed within Web of Science, but you are busy with the peer review, and it's on one of the journals that is indexed within Web of Science, you find that a profile has been created under your name. So that also increases your visibility as a researcher. Scopus, which is the Elsevier product, also has a researcher profile that you also need to create. And then we've got ResearchGate that most of the researchers, they have created. So you need to make sure that you are visible in most of the platforms that are available out there. So the most trending, which even the funders are looking at, ORCID, even the university, they want your ORCID. So I will be speaking about ORCID this afternoon. So what is it, this ORCID? It's an open researcher and contributor ID. It is a global non-profit organization sustained by fees from the member organizations, which Rhodes University is the member organization. So that is a demonstration of an ORCID. So I just searched someone by Jason Brown, and you can see there's so many Jason Brown there. So for you to be visible, you need to make sure that you are well affiliated with the institutions that you have worked at or you are working at. So that ORCID ID on the other side is a persistent ID which doesn't change, is affiliated with you, is not going to be given to anyone. So if you claim your articles using ORCID, they belong to you, they are going to be associated with you, not any other person by the like of your name. So, but names alone are not enough. So you might think that by just having a Google Scholar profile, you've got your research in one place, which is not true. Sometimes you might find that under your name, there are some research that you don't know because they are mistakenly associated with your name. But with ORCID is not the case because you are responsible for the work that you have created. So this ORCID, it integrates across the wide range of research and academic institutions, including the publishers and the funders. And when it is properly connected, many of the updates are automatic. So we understand that our researchers are very busy to do the admin of integrating ORCID, but our office, we assist them in making sure that the integration is complete. So you can have a look there that this ORCID is interoperable. So there is a you in the middle, and then there is your employer, and there is your publisher, and then there is a funder. So all they are linked to you through your ORCID record. So this is an example of a well-populated ORCID. This is one of our researchers here at Rhodes, and there is an ORCID number on the other side. and then the name. And if you've got other names that you once published in, or you had the maiden name, or the name that you like to be called by, you can insert those names on your ORCID that you are also known as this person. And then you can do your biography, and then on the other side, all the links. If you're supervising the students, you don't have to list all the names of the students and the work that they are doing. You just link the Rhodes Digital Commons there with all those. So we are able to actually link that for you, so that when someone clicks on your profile and then they click under the students that you are supervising or you have supervised, they're able to have access to all those information. And your other profiles, just like your scopers, your Web of Science, ResearchGate, they will also be listed on the other side. The keywords, so you need to make sure that you've got the keywords so that if someone searches you on the net, they're able to get to your information. So that is a good research visibility. So it has to entail all those things. So building up your ORCID, you need to make sure that you search and link. So this is the normal ORCID. And then you will have to have added your educational qualifications, professional activities, the findings. Some of the findings you just search and link, and then you're able to find them. And if they are not available, you just have to add them manually. And then for adding the work, you'll click on add, search and link, and then you can link your data site, your Crossref, Scopus, and other platforms, Base, and whatever that is available there. You need to authorize them because those are the trusted sources by ORCID. So they will make sure that they update your articles as long as you publish and they are indexed somewhere whereby those platforms they've got access, then they update your ORCID without you having to do any admin work. So these are some of the ORCID trusted sources, which is Web of Science, Rhodes University, DataSite, Crossref, Scopus, and others. So I will speak about Rhodes University as a trusted source. So the first thing I just want to show how you actually link your researcher profile to your ORCID so that Web of Science updates your ORCID without you doing anything. So you just need to do the settings. You need to log onto your Web of Science. If you don't have an account, you need to go and claim one if you have published and then your article has been indexed there. So you need to go and claim one, and then you just go under your profile. You shall be able to see profile settings. When you go to profile settings, it will show the ORCID sync in. You click on it. And once you click on that, it shall take you to this screen whereby you need to make sure that you activate and grant permission. And then you save. So you grant permission that Web of Science receives the information and add it to your ORCID, or ORCID receives the information and send it to your Web of Science, and then you save. By just doing that, Web of Science is going to update your ORCID whenever you publish a new article. So this is how it's actually going to look like. As you can see on the source, it's not going to show that prof who added that, but it shows that Web of Science researcher profile synchronizes that article. So as I said, our support to research visibility, we are part of the consortium universities in South Africa through TENET South Africa, whereby we are the trusted sources. We are one of the trusted sources to ascertain the relationship between the researcher, students, and the organization. That's happening through our office. So that platform is called the Intembeko ORCID Hub, which Intembeko means trust, So you need to trust us in managing your research visibility. So it symbolizes the hub intentions to act as a trusted source of information for ORCID records. So these ORCID consortium members reap full benefits of ORCID through the hub, and then it uses API. So we are connected through that to the hub and the university. So when the researchers connect their ORCID through the Intembeko, Rhodes University becomes a trusted organization, and the staff will manage and update the researchers' records on behalf of the researcher. So we only, the first thing that we request is just to have access to your record, which we will only be updating your articles or the works that you have done. And if you want us to do more, then we ask for more access to your record. If you want us to add your biography and so on. So we'll ask more permission to actually do that. So it helps us to maintain a healthy relationship between the library and the researchers. So adding RU as a trusted source, you need to just go to ORCID and then you sign through your institution, or you just go to the Intembeko ORCID hub and then you sign in onto your ORCID through the hub. So it will authenticate you through Sapphire, a single sign-on, and then you need to authorize and permit Rhodes University to access your ORCID record. So those are just the steps on actually doing that. But I am more than happy to actually show you how it's done. So those who have the name tags printed, they shall be able to see that they've got the QR code on their name tags. And if they scan, it takes them to your ORCID record. Those who doesn't have the QR code, it's an it's not limited to only those who doesn't have, but even some of those who have the code, they still need to get in contact with me, or I'm going to follow up on them because I've got their information. And we do the ORCID record or the research visibility. It's not only for individual, it doesn't assist the individual, but it assists the Rhodes University as a whole for your research to be available and seen by everyone else. So we also encourage our students. So once I've got that relationship with you, you will see that I edit your record. So you can see those records were actually edited by the Rhodes Intembeko hub. And then we add the links such as thesis and dissertation, chattel, and also ELRC, all the links that you want us to add, we actually add them. The most important thing, which is last but not least, is to add your ORCID ID on your signature so that your research is visible. So whenever you send out an email, make sure that you include the publication, which is your ORCID record. When someone clicks there, everything is there. When someone asks you for your CV, give them your ORCID ID if it's well populated. Thank you so much. Yes, you can make a line. Not even a line. I can even start now. So, don't worry about the queue.
Thank you, Khathi, for such an excellent presentation. I'm really excited about the whole ORCID situation. So I'm just thinking, the sync that you were showing us from Web of Science, now taking all those publications and populating it in your ORCID. Now, this is now for us in the room, thinking about our IT and S colleagues, if they are available. We need to take it a step further, have all that information then populated into our internal research management system. so that we take away the manual capturing. So we need a system that just takes all of that and puts it into an internal profile. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just to comment on that, there is one university that I know that they've got their institutional repository as a trusted source. So whenever the researchers publish or the students and their work is available and on the institutional repository, then it is integrated with ORCID and then it just updates automatically without doing it manually. So thank you. I saw that from University of Pretoria. There is another question there, guys.
So much, Khathutshelo, for that very insightful presentation. This is literally my first time knowing about ORCID and why it's very important. I remember when I was finishing my master's, and when you look at other people's theses and their covers, they always had that number. So that's how I got my first, that's how I ended up creating my ORCID ID, because I thought it's something for my thesis cover. So today has been, now I know its importance. So my question really is, at times we do some work like creative outputs that are not really accredited or whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's work that we would have done to showcase our research. Is there a way that we can also link them into the ORCID? Because you'll have that, you'll find that some websites or we have or links for that, or we've done podcasts or something. So is there a way that we can also link it to showcase the?
Okay, thank you so much, Fuyelo, for the question. Yes, it's possible. On the links, you put all the links, all your academic links, anything that you have done or it's associated with you, you can put it on the links. And if it's something that is actually maybe some kind of publication, maybe you can try to get the DOI for that so that it's proper. And then you just use the DOI to actually insert it into your ORCID. So that will, if it's something that is unpublished, sitting somewhere, it will just require you to do it manually, unfortunately. But if it has at least an identifier, by just using a handle or you use the DOI, you can be able to take that information into your ID, or even if it is just a link sitting just like your LinkedIn or somewhere, it's sitting somewhere there, you can add that link into your profile.
So this is a short question. Have you got any figures on the infiltration or the use of ORCIDs amongst students? I know the research is something that we focus on, but we register doctoral theses on Crossread, and a lot of those do not have ORCIDs. And I'm looking at heads of departments and heads of faculties, etc., to say let's mandate certain things, including the use of ORCIDs masters level up, because it helps not just the institution, it protects the reputation of those individuals. But do you have any figures? Because we are struggling with systems integration on the other side of this.
Okay, thank you so much, Fernand, for the question. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that we've got the figures for the institution or the students in the university. The only figures that we actually obtain, it's when the researchers or the students have gone through the Intembeko Hub. Those are for sure that we can provide the statistics of that. But if they just created ORCID somewhere and we don't get to see it, then we actually don't have the figures for that. And it's not even affiliated, the worst part.
Maybe I can just reassure Wynand that I think that that requirement to have an ORCID on the cover page of your thesis is now in the higher degrees guide. So it's just people who are not reading the higher degrees guide will be missing it. But we make those announcements from time to time in our high degrees committees, and even for the staff in the faculty board meetings. The colleagues can vouch for that. Of course, the uptake amongst the staff is quite slow. I'm not sure why, but certainly as our student rep presented now, Ms. Moyo, that it is a requirement now to have it on the cover page of the thesis.
Thank you so much, Prof. Fureta. Yes, I'm stealing your time, Debbie, but yes, the uptake with the staff, it's bad. Follow-ups after follow-ups, and but we are patient enough. One day is one day. We're getting them one at a time. I'm telling you, it's happening, but slowly but surely.
I mean, it might be useful to get a bunch of people into a lab and be able to work with a whole lot of us at the same time and take us through the stages. Because like that's quite hard for me to, you know, follow. But if we were together in one of your labs and you made it a time like January, maybe when people are a little bit quieter, then maybe it'd be quicker for you to work with a whole lot of people at the same time.
Thank you for the suggestion. So what we have actually figured out is it works better when you invite me into your seminars, or if you have organized something. So when we organize something as the library, people are reluctant to actually come. But if you invite me, you're having a seminar and then you give me like 30 minutes, I come over there, and the moment I send everyone the invitation, I'm able to do everything without you spending most of the time with me. Thank you.